Hi, it's the ultimate podcast today about, from my perspective, adoption, giving up your child for adoption over the years, how it pans out, and how you can deal with it. And this is the Worldview from an Outcast podcast. My name is Summer Austin. Happy to be with you here today. So when I was 18, I had a baby. Actually, I got pregnant at 18 and had the baby at 19. And I was just I was apt to have a baby. I was in space. I wasn't even talking or eating or sleeping or anything. I could hardly walk. So the baby was given up for adoption, except there were two people who, I don't want to disclose any information, but the baby was adopted into my then husband's family, and I miss her very dearly. Along the years, I've seen her a couple times, run into her around the city where we reside, both in the same area. And my other daughter, who I had, let's see, it was 2006, so sorry to give away information. I didn't mean that. So it was about 15 years later, I had another daughter, and my family found someone, a friend of theirs, the sister of their friend was able to take my daughter, and they lived down south. So I rarely talk to either of them, but I give them presents, some through my parents and some I send down. And I really am able to say that joining Facebook groups of women that birth mom groups is very helpful, because we are the only ones who can understand the agony and pain that you go through from giving up your child. And I'm just coming to tears right now, because it is such a painful experience, and it is like gut-wrenching. It is just a piece of you taken away from you, and it's taken me, it took me a while to get over, and it comes over me, and I just busy myself with things that I do in my life for my own quote-unquote career, you could say, which is just podcasting and, hobbies that I try to make a profit from. I'm not in a 9-to-5 job or anything, but so I hear and I assume my daughter's doing well. The adoptive mom for the second one is very open and, lets me, the other one is already grown, so she could talk to me. It was restricted for a while by my ex-husband's family. I'm not going to go into too much detail for confidentiality, and just that I'm talking about somebody else, which I don't, you don't know what they would want disclosed. But for me personally, just being a mom who had to give up their children and seeing them so far away and never seeing them, it is really hard. So anyone who doesn't understand that, just imagine like you're out on the ocean in a boat, and like your lifesaver is swooped up by a bird, and all your pack of food is taken by another pirate ship, and you're left out there. You have no emergency system, and you have no means for living. That's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it would be. That's the men equivalent of what it is to have your own children taken from you, which is all for the best. it was the best thing at the time, it worked out well, but it doesn't, change or affect the way that I feel, or any birth mom feels when that happens. So, and any shame that wants to be anyone who wants to put shame on a birth mom that gave up their child, please don't. Because that just adds to it, and we don't need to feel guilt along with our pain. So if we have made that decision, and sometimes the decision is made for us women, that we are not just, it's taken, but I willingly in court signed my daughters over to another mother, and although it was agreed upon, it doesn't change the way you feel about it. So just so you know, this goes on. You don't want to be out in public saying, oh, I miss my daughters are so agonizing, which is what I'm basically doing now. But usually it will be when you're alone. It comes over you when you feel safe enough to process the emotions, to feel the emotions, and it's really always with you. I know this all sounds obvious, but I just wanted to dedicate a podcast to my daughters, and just see how they're feeling, and I should check in on them. I do. I don't really get too much of an answer. They're more outcasting me themselves. They don't, maybe, I don't know what the thing is. They have their own things going on. They don't need to worry about me. That's fine. I want them to be happy. And I do get recognition from gifts that I give them, and what more can you expect from children that come from a mom that couldn't take care of them, and how are the children supposed to feel too, which it may be hard to. And I understand, and I bet it is, and I understand. And I have no knowledge of what it feels like to be adopted, and I'm sorry for that. I wish I could have been able, I didn't want anyone to have any bad feelings. I wish I could have been able to take care of my own daughters. I wasn't able at the time, and I'm not sure how that feels for them. It may be just as painful for them as it is for me, and I'm really sorry upon realizing that. I just feel bad. I just want all the pain to be taken away and absolved, and people to feel all right in their loneliness or yearning for, maybe they yearn for their real mother, and that's me. So even though how hard it seems for me to convince people that yes, I did give birth to 2 children, and they are my daughters since they came from me, and to trivialize it by calling me the birth mom, or I know all I did was give birth, but I went through a pregnancy, which each one was a very difficult pregnancy. I could go into detail. The first one, I was so out of it, and the births were easy. I know that may be TMI. And the second one, I was practically in a rage because I was in a mental hospital with a lot of weirdos, and so being pregnant heightened your sensitivity, and I was just feeling like crazy while these weird people around me, and it was like you can't move without bumping into someone. It was so packed full in that hospital. So just excuse me for my ranting, if you may see it as that, but I just wanted to shed some light on what I am. A person who gave up their children for adoption. They are in safe homes. I know where they are. They're within the family, I'm so thankful for that, and my parents have been great as being grandparents. But so that's it for today. If you're listening, anyone involved in this, I'm alright. I hope you're alright. I love you, my children, my daughters. Good night. Have a nice day. Summer. You've been listening to Worldview from Nowcast Podcast. Till next time, peace, love, and understanding. Thank you.